this assignment is Many Drawings, Many Lands. I've gone to Google Images and looked all over the world, just put in countries and put drawings, pencil drawings from Africa, pencil drawings from Asia, pencil drawings from China, different places, and I've just pulled some beautiful drawings. You're welcome to look for drawings on your own. You're welcome to use anything from the Renaissance, anything you want to draw that's interesting to you that is a pencil drawing. Your drawing is to be 6 inches by 8 inches on Bristol. How do we transfer this to the Bristol? The easiest way is to turn over your photocopy. I just printed a photocopy off the assignment, and I'm going to turn it over. And if I hold it to the light, I can kind of see a little bit. I want to go to the very outside because I don't want to bother copying, making extra graphite marks. So now that I know approximately the shape and size, I'm gonna flip it over, put it on my Bristol. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna take a soft pencil. I like to use the 6B. You'll probably use 4B. And what I'm doing on the back of the photocopy is I am going to put graphite down. I'm using the side of the full length of the lead. So this drawing is going to take you a while depending on what you choose, what's interesting to you. So it's about changing the way you look at things, increasing your awareness of what artists are, what skills, what techniques, and in a drawing class, especially what kind of lines, how did they approach. So now that I have graphite on the back of the drawing, of the photocopy, I'm going to go ahead and tape it down. Make it a little bit smaller here. I'm going to tape it down. And this is to keep it in place so that when I pull it up to look at it, or when I'm drawing on it, it's not going to slide around and then misalign parts of the drawing. And here's a really easy way to assure that if you're looking at it and you're putting it back down, you're going to get it in the same place. Just take a pencil and mark across the photograph to the background paper. You can line up 2 or 3 marks like that. You see them? And do a couple of them here. So in other words, it's on the photocopy and it extends onto the paper. That way, if things get untaped or misaligned, it'll be easy to do. So now I'm going to take my regular pencil. This is a 2B. And I'm going to come into the drawing and I'm going to trace over the features just so I know where things are. And a little bit of detail maybe, especially I think on the face because that's what I'm most interested in. This is a very detailed image. And each little area of your drawing is like a miniature little landscape for you to look at, discover, see how the artist created it. Oh, this is fun. His eyebrows are coming down over his eyeglasses. So in other words, I'm tracing the features. There's his forehead. And I'm transferring the graphite on the back of the drawing onto the Bristol. I like to transfer, especially the placement of features. The more accurate you are, the simpler your drawing will be. What I want to avoid with this is you taking hours and hours just to place the features. This isn't about tracing. This is just about having an image and trying to recreate in some way what the artist did. So in here, his eyeglasses, I can see his eye. Now, one of the things you'll notice is the photocopy is not going to be as accurate as the original drawing in the real photograph. So rather than try to come and look at the photocopy as, you know, let's investigate the marks and reproduce the marks, once you get your image on here, in other words, I keep getting a little bit more, there's one of his eyeglasses. Once I get the image on there, I'm going to open up my computer and actually look at a photograph of the original drawing. A photocopy doesn't reproduce that drawing enough, I don't think. Okay. So I want to get a little bit down here, and then I don't have to worry about lining them up because I've got my printer's marks, I forget what they're called, tacks. So I can put stuff back in the right position if I need to. I'm going to get a little bit of his face because that's what's really interesting to me. He has just a grizzled beard, and I want to put some of that in a little bit, just so I know where the features are. Right now, I'm not trying for perfection in any way. I can come back and add using my marks. Looking to see if I have enough to start drawing. So that's the technique. I haven't finished the drawing. It's going to take me a little bit longer. So that's just putting graphite on the back of your photocopy and then go ahead and tracing it. Now I can start looking at the original photograph and coming back into some of these areas. Oh, there's so much. Now that I'm looking at it, there's so much detail in even every wrinkle. There are little crinkles and textures. What kind of marks did this? This must have taken a long time. Somebody. So in my particular drawing, this man has a lot of wrinkles, and they really look like mountains and valleys. So they'll be, I have to look close because there's a lot of detail here. So what I want you to do is, sorry. So, what kind of marks did the original artist use? can I see them? Is it possible that I can recreate part of the drawing? I'm going to have to be, this might be something that you want to sit down and watch a video or watch a TV show and just kind of study their drawing. I'm starting to try to make some of the wrinkles look three-dimensional. This is really deep, deep wrinkles. So what kind of marks can I use to reproduce? So I would like you to fill your 8x6 as much as possible. Well, he's got a little crocheted cap on. That's got a lot of detail in it. So I could spend a lot of time just, and I will, just looking at those wrinkles and trying to reproduce. So now I'm going to go under the eyeglasses to the nose. I'm going to put it in a little bit of value here. Come back. So on the nose, there's pores and is a real strong shape to his nose that I like. And I'm going to come back in here and look at that. Try to reproduce some of the values and lines on there. Just play with it. Okay, so depending on which drawing you choose, you're going to have a lot of detail, or you're going to have active drawings like the dragon, quiet drawings, even the Diego Rivera murals. They're fairly quiet in that there's a lot of activity, but it's stylized, so it's very still and a lot of angles, and it makes it feel very strong. So choose a drawing. If you find one outside of what I've posted, go ahead and let me see it. And these are due at your next class meeting. Okay? All right.